You're a Dodgers and Cubs fan.
Seen him represent those Dallas Cowboys plenty of times. Now we welcome in Mike Garafolo, who broke the story, and Kim Jones back on the case. And Mike, this OBJ to Cleveland move, unbelievable.
It is unbelievable, and all along, we didn't believe it. Kim and I didn't believe it at times, and there was nothing to believe because it was rumor after rumor after rumor, but clearly these talks were ebbing and flowing. I mean, these teams did a trade last week in which Olivier Vernon went here from the Giants to the Browns, and Kevin Zeitler came back, and we had heard that there was talk that Beckham was potentially going to be involved in that, and then we figured, okay, once he wasn't a part of that trade, I guess it's just not going to happen. Well, clearly John Dorsey had his eyes on acquiring Odell Beckham as his new number one wide receiver. We said all along that the Giants needed to be blown away by a trade offer, and we mentioned the possibility of 2 first-round picks. Well, if you look at this trade, you've got number 17 overall coming to the Giants from Cleveland, and also Jabril Peppers, who was a first-round pick, and the Giants believe has played like a first-round pick. So in their minds, they did get the 2 first-round picks in this one, along with that third-round pick that they are also getting from Cleveland. They are hopeful here that Peppers will be a versatile player for them. He can cover in the nickel. He can do some things as a safety as well. It's almost like getting 2 players, they believe. But they did lose one of the best players, period. Players, not just receivers, in Odell Beckham by sending him to Cleveland.
Yeah. Kim, on paper, a first, a third, and Jabril Peppers doesn't look mind-blowing, but apparently it blew Dave Gettleman away.
Yeah, he's going to say it did, right? You know what blows me away? The $16 million in dead cap money they're going to eat because they re-signed Odell in August and they traded him yesterday. So that's an astronomical number. They have other contracts where they're eating dead money, but that, of course, is the biggest. Couple of things to amplify what Mike said. Jabril Peppers was a player the Giants liked in that draft a couple years ago. They wound up, that was Jerry Reese as the GM, of course. They wound up going with Evan Engram, but did strongly consider Peppers. Now they have him. The 17 overall pick in this draft will not be as talented a player as Odell Beckham Jr. Obviously, I don't know who he will be, but he will not be as talented as the player the Giants just said goodbye to. And one other thing about Gettleman, who may or may not speak to the media in coming hours and days, I'm told. Next time he tells us he doesn't give up on talent, I think we can check him on that.
Well, a generational and transformational player like Odell Beckham Jr. apparently worth only a first, a third, and safety. Jabril Peppers, Mike Garafolo, and Kim Jones with the very latest OBJ to the Cleveland Browns. Now, taking a look at the Daily News. What? In a little John state of mind, they couldn't believe it. Yeah, Giants go to Dogs, ship Odell to Browns, 17th, yada, yada, yada.
OMG,
yeah.
OBJ.
Exactly. If you're in the tabloids in New York City, more times than not, that is never a good thing. So let's start with the Giants' perspective on this one. MJD, you take a look at what's going on with this Giants team. Looks like a complete implosion. Why would they make this move, and why make it right now?
You know what, Cole? I don't know. I am a big person on players. Players win games, right? Coaches can lose games, but you need players to win games in this league. And to have a guy like Odell Beckham Jr., who has the ability to go out there and change the game. Now, I was watching Total Access last night because I was at home chilling, when this whole came out. Ruined
Joe
my
Thomas
whole...
and Sean O'Hara.
Yeah, it was
synergy.
It was
Cleveland,
crazy,
New York.
right?
Yeah.
But Sean O'Hara said the best thing. Odell Beckham can take a slant 60-some yards to the house and win you a game. Not many players can do that.
No one else.
Not many players can do that. Some of the plays he's able to make, and I get it, he's been a diva, but he's never been in trouble with the law. He doesn't have those issues. He's on social media. He does interviews. Those are things you can handle. So
dances.
But this is the thing. He's a you call it a generational player. My youngest son, Madden Jones Drew. Guy has a mohawk.
Does he have the same haircut?
And dyed it blonde.
Yep,
because of this young man. And it's when you have players like that and guys that can change the game, you don't let them out of your building. I've never played with a receiver. I played with some really good ones. I played with Justin Blackmon.
Yeah.
I played with Mike Sims-Walker. Some guys that were really good. Odell Beckham is special. And we heard Mike Garafolo say he's not just a great receiver. He's one of the better players in this league. And you let him out of your building. Yep. How as a player, do I feel in this locker room like you're going to tell me we're still trying to win? I don't know. I just can't buy that.
We're going to talk more about Odell Beckham Jr. and the trade from the Giants to Cleveland as free agency frenzy progresses. There he is right there. As we said, transformational, generational. And so is Le'Veon Bell, and both of those cats in new locations. We'll discuss as the day goes on. Plus, we're going to head to Norman, Oklahoma. The projected #1 overall player, Heisman Trophy winner Kyler Murray. It's Pro Day, Free Agency Frenzy. We're bouncing back after this.
Free Agency Frenzy continues.
This could be a key addition.
And NFL Network is there.
Wherever I go, I want to compete for championships.
With live breaking coverage of all the latest news and rumors from around the league.
That is breaking news.
Which teams will make the biggest splash and who will cash in.
It's about winning football games.
Free Agency Frenzy continues all this week, only on NFL Network.
I got
Cole right alongside Maurice Jones-Drew, and it just shook the NFL world yesterday. The Giants sending Odell Beckham Jr. to the Cleveland Browns. The Browns get the generational wide receiver, and the G-men get a 2019 first-round pick, a third-round pick in 2019, and Jabril Peppers. They'll also, well, they'll be satisfied hunger-wise. $16 million, that's what they're going to eat in cap space by trading Beckham Jr. to Cleveland. And Myles Garrett, OBJ's newest teammate on Cleveland, was on Total Access last night, and he was elated.
I think it's amazing for us. We want to see them score points so we can get on the field, make big plays, get sacks, strip sacks, and just get the ball back to them and watch them score. So there's going to be an offensive, high-flying, display on the other side of the ball. We can't wait to, get the ball back to them. And I think, the tide is turned, and, we can't wait to get out there and prove it. It looks good on paper, but we got to prove it.
So Myles Garrett said it's amazing with the acquisition of OBJ. So let's head out to Berea, Ohio. Omar Ruiz standing by with the very latest on the Browns. And Omar, how excited was Cleveland once they finally heard that news went through?
Yeah, at an all-time high, Cole, I think you can make an argument that this is the most hype that the Cleveland Browns fan base has been since the team first came back in 1999. It's Super Bowl or bust now. What a dramatic turnaround from 0-16 a year ago. With all that excitement comes high expectations, something they're now ready to deal with. When Freddie Kitchens took over in January, he mentioned that 7-8-1 isn't good enough. Cleveland Browns fans certainly happy with that, and that excitement had been building throughout this offseason. Of course, happy the way the dramatic turnaround unfolded in 2018. Happy when Olivier Vernon was acquired from the Giants in that trade last week. And of